beautiful unicorns and souls of the world. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa and I, and I'm going to be conducting your readings today for you. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about their feelings, their thoughts, as well as their intentions with you. So I want you to just lean back and enjoy this video. We are focusing all on the cards once again. We're going back to the old format that I had on my channel, but don't worry, I'm going to mix it up always. You guys are going to be able to see me as well as readings like these ones that are just 100% focused on the cards. So in order to help you figure out exactly what their thoughts and feelings towards you are, I have prepared 5 groups that you can choose from. So I would like you to pick one of these groups intuitively. As usual, if you feel drawn to multiple groups, feel free to tune into multiple readings. So I'm going to be getting into the 5 groups. So they are as follows. We have the Aquamarine right here. We have the Orange Calcite right here. We have the Vanadinite in the center. Then we have the Azurite as well as the Pyrite. And as usual, all of the timestamps can be found down below in the description box as well as pinned to the comment section by myself. I don't want to speak too much in the intro. I would rather spend more time within your individual readings. So if you're completely new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe in order to be able to see more videos that are relevant to your life, not only your love life, also your personal life, and so on and so forth. So I want to get into the readings right now. I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Aquamarine, and to all of my other gorgeous groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Aquamarine group number 1. So I'm going to get straight into your reading so we can figure out exactly what their thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you are. So the first 2 cards that we have is the 2 of Pentacles as well as the 7 of Cups. So one thing that I can see here is that their intention is kind of to weigh what they think would be the most beneficial for them. So group number 1, don't you worry. Just because they're weighing their options doesn't mean that they're not committed, and it doesn't mean that they cannot commit in the future. I just want you to know in the 7 of Cups that this person right now has other options, other people that they're maybe speaking to, or other people who are attracted to them, and they know of this attraction. So they're just asking themselves if they are making the right choice, if their right choice and thought and intention is to be in a committed relationship. Because with all of the choices that they have, they of course do not want to commit to you and then risk you hurting them or breaking their heart and so on. And the 2 of Pentacles, I want you to know that it is indeed a balancing act for them. It is not an easy thing for them to be in this situation right now. So their thoughts are a little bit all over the place, but yeah, they're concerned about their heart being broken. They are concerned about what the future will bring, and they're very nervous about making the right choice and just making sure that they don't go off the far end, if you will, that they don't go into a relationship, get into a relationship where they feel as though, oh, maybe this was not the right choice for me. So they're kind of evaluating everything. In the tribe, I see here that their thoughts are to like ask their friends, their family, the people who are closest to them. So they're definitely considering those people's opinions. They're definitely asking around how those people feel about you, how those people would feel about them being with you, being in a very close-knit relationship with you, because other people's opinions are important to them. So they might not realize it, but they do still live under a little bit of social pressure in their day-to-day life. Then we have to come to the edge. So in Come to the Edge, one thing that I want you to know, group number 1, Come to the Edge is a card that shows up when somebody is coming to a point where, you know, you can either jump and fly and just rely on the universe to catch you, or you just kind of stay at the edge, look down, and you get scared and chicken out. So if this is the group that you chose, leave a little chicken emoji down below if you understand exactly what I mean with that. So they are really at a point where they need to make a choice. We have that reiterated in the 2 of Pentacles. There are different choices here, and they know that they have to make up their minds sooner rather or later, because they don't want to keep their feelings and thoughts, their emotions to themselves much longer. Then we have Mending, as well as loyal heart. So one thing that I see here is that they are a little bit concerned about the people who they have been seeing in the past and not wanting to kind of make them feel undervalued or like they did not properly care about them. I see here in mending that they're still kind of like mending loose ends with other people in their life or other people who used to be in their life, because the last thing that they want is for others to feel as though they never truly cared or like they never will truly care about them ever again. So this may mean that they're just kind of, you know, leaving an open door for friendship there, leaving an open door for communication. This is maybe something that you're okay with or not okay with, but it's definitely something that needs to be discussed in this connection. Then we have to be fair, as well as a change in the wind. So in a change in the wind, I want you to know here that they're most likely going to change their approach and the direction of their approach very soon and very rapidly, okay? And to be fair, I want you to know that as soon as they have made up their mind, it's going to become crystal clear whether their thoughts and intentions are in being in a committed kind of situation with you, or whether they still want to lead and live their own bachelor life. So it's going to become very clear to you. It's not going to be a mystery anymore. I want you to know that while you're watching this video, they are weighing their options, and as soon as they come to the conclusion, as soon as they come to the epiphany of, you know, choosing you or deciding that they still want to live their single bachelor kind of freedom loving life, you're going to know. So when they commit, they're committed, and then they're definitely introducing you to the tribe. They're making sure that any loose ends are all tied up. But if they are not committing, you will know that too, because they will not give you the attention that you require and desire, and they will not make any moves that will make you feel like you truly are in a committed relationship. So they're very selective with their feelings. Then we have count your blessings, as well as the miracle of forgiveness. So in count your blessings, one thing that I see here is that regardless of the situation, we have blessings coming towards you, group number one, which is of course always a very favorable thing to hear about, a very favorable thing to have show up in your reading. And in the miracle of forgiveness, I want you to know here that they are kind of going through a process of understanding forgiveness, and you need to do the same. You need to forgive the fact that right now you may not 100% understand what their thoughts are and what is going on, and that they're just the kind of person that needs to come to that decision before they can fully throw themselves into a relationship, into a connection. So they are very scared when it comes to that, and that may be from past trauma that they have experienced. Then we have honor your beauty, as well as earth angel. So I see here that their thoughts on you are definitely just the fact that you're very beautiful, the fact that they think that you're physically very appealing. That is one thing that I see here in honor your beauty. And I want you to know here that that is just something you should embrace and not be shy to embrace, or not feel as though you're doing too much. They really, really are interested in you just the way you are. They love your looks, your physical appearance just as it is. Don't try and change anything. Don't try and either dim yourself down or make yourself just someone that you're not. You are more than enough as you are, group number one. Keep that in mind. In the earth angel, I see here that you're really inspiring them to kind of be more like you, to be more open-minded as you are, to be more loving, more caring, and more nurturing, just like you. In the earth angel, we have an angel that, yeah, is very nurturing and is almost like the giver of life, and that is the kind of vibe that they get from you. An earth angel vibe, the vibe of somebody who knows the importance of not just taking, but also giving back. So you inspire them to do more of that. You inspire them to be more philanthropic, which is something that they like. In the Eight of Cups here, I see that they feel as though emotionally they're still a long way from understanding themselves. So your person here has positive thoughts and feelings about you, especially physically, okay? But when it comes to what they're going through themselves emotionally, they have a lot of baggage. They have a lot that they're going through, a lot that they're trying to figure out. So that is one thing that is just swirling all over their head. But in the start, I see that they're hopeful when it comes to the connection with you. I see that they're in a place where they feel as though your connection can flourish. They feel as though your connection is special. And also that there's just something there that gives them hope, that gives them this feeling that you will always be there to support them and always be there to uplift them. So that is something they really love about you. Then we have the Hierophant. So one thing that I see here is that their spirituality right now is at the core center. They're listening to, oh, okay, we have another card that wants to speak, which is the Moon. And I literally was just about to say they're listening to their intuition when it comes to their spirituality, because they know that their intuition will not lie to them, will not lead them astray. Usually that gut feeling that you have that is often portrayed here in the Moon is exactly what you need and is often true. So they're just trying to listen to their heart, to their gut feeling, and also trying to, at the same time, make sure that they're not being led astray by anybody who's trying to take advantage of that, because this has happened before. So yes, they are a little bit careful. They are a little bit afraid, as I see here in the Seven of Cups, that they feel as though you're one of the people who has other choices as well. So that is something that makes them feel like, oh, I don't want to make the wrong decision in case he or she ends up leaving me, or I end up actually being by myself. So they're a bit cautious because they feel as though you're on another level, on another league compared to the other people that they're seeing, speaking to, that they're just conversing with. So group number one, these are their thoughts about you. This is how they feel about you. These are their intentions. I really hope that this video was insightful. Let me know down below if you like to have this format every now and then, and if you like how therapeutic it is, how meditative it is, and how much you can actually focus on the messages. So wherever you are in this world, group number one, I hope you're having a fabulous day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your readings. And I want to get straight into your reading in order to figure out exactly what their thoughts and feelings towards you are. So let's get right into it, shall we? We have the Fool as well as the Ten of Swords. So one thing that I see here is that you are a breath of fresh air for them, honey, okay? And the Fool, I see that you are that new beginning, that fresh start, that person with really innovative, fresh energy that they have been looking for. And I can see here in the Ten of Swords that they're just coming out of a phase in their life where they are done with communicating with people who just don't get them, who just don't get them on a soul level, but they feel as though you get them. Their thoughts towards you are obviously like in a stage where they're still discovering your true nature and who you really are. That is one thing that I see in the Fool. It's very much in the beginning stages, but I see here that they're just coming out of a phase where they can really use some positive energy that you are radiating. So that is something that they like. That is something that they feel as though they've been craving and needing in their life. So you're really giving them something that they missed in past relationships. Then we have the Higher Power here. So the Higher Power is connected to the number 4. I want you to know that the number 4 is about stability, okay? And in the Higher Power, I want you to know that that is where they take a lot of their stability out of. They believe in higher powers. They believe in spirituality. They believe that there is something out there that is kind of unexplainable, but still exists, still has an impact on us humans. Then we have a time for a nap. So is this an indication of them wanting to be physical with you, group number 2? I mean, it could be that they would like to take a little nap with you, or, you know, take it a little further. But one thing that I can see here is that they're very tired from recent events in their life, and they feel as though you give them that chill, you give them that relaxed vibe that they have been craving, that they have been looking for. Then we have regeneration as well as to be fair. So group number 2, I want to speak to you a little bit about regeneration. So you have restorative powers. You may be a natural empath or just a natural healer, the kind of person where people come to you for a conversation, for a discussion. They always leave feeling so much better about themselves, so much more in tune with their soul, with their mind, with their bodies. And I see here in to be fair is that that you need to do this a little bit in more of a balance. As I can see here that their thoughts on you are that you're a great healer, you're there for them, you're there for other people, you provide a lot of value, but who is giving you value, group number 2? So that is one thing that I see them asking themselves. They feel as though you might lack a group or just some people who are giving you the same in return like you give them. So they definitely feel like you are a restorer, and you may just naturally always be the person who is more of the rock, more of the giver than you are a taker. And that is fine. Group number 2, just know that even someone who is naturally a giver and naturally somebody who helps others out, who restores others, who is a natural empath, even you sometimes need a shoulder to cry on and just somebody to talk to. Then we have spiritual abundance. So in spiritual abundance, one thing that I can see here in connection to the higher power is that they feel as though you are blessed with a lot of abundance. So when this person looks at you, they feel as though you are lucky. They feel as though your life is heading in a prosperous direction. This may not be how you feel, but this is definitely how they feel, okay? Group number 2, they feel as though you're literally going down the path of success. You're going down a path that they wish they were going down, and they're very proud of the fact that they can share and spend time with somebody like you that they feel really inspires them and can bring other people kind of like inspiration as well. Then we have a leap of faith. So in leap of faith, I see here that they're kind of taking more leaps than they ever have before, and they want you to do so with them. So this person feels as though you're open-minded enough to do crazy things with them, to travel places, to do something crazy like, for instance, bungee jumping, you know, rafting, just anything that brings you out of your comfort zone that you would usually not do. I see here that this is the kind of person to get you out of your comfort zone, and this is also the kind of person that wants to see that happen, that wants to get out of their comfort zone with you. So they see you almost as like an adventure buddy, as somebody that you can hang with when it comes to that. But don't feel friend-zoned, group number 2. We do have time for a nap here, which leads me to feel as though, you know, there is a intimate connection there, but we'll see further down the reading how strong it really is. Then we have the miracle of nature as well as the earth angel. So we have a lot of nature here, group number 2, and I want you to know in the earth angel that they see you as like, how should I say, husband, wife material, just that kind of person that you can start a family with, that kind of person who is going to be there for you through like any situation, no matter how difficult, no matter how treacherous, you are there, and you're the kind of person who would rather work on a relationship, you would rather try and find a solution than to just say, well, you know, it's not working out, let's get a divorce, let's split up, let's call it quits. In the earth angel, I see that you really inspire them to kind of make use of what they already have and to work on the relationships that already exist in their life rather than abandon them as soon as they're not where they would like them to be, really. So back into your reading here, the miracle of nature, I want you to know here that this is just, again, an emphasis on you being that breath of fresh air for them. You pick the orange calcite, which is a very regenerative stone. It is a stone that brings kind of like life force and energy back into your body. And it's just so crazy because we have regeneration within you too. So you're really that infusion of light, of just amazing energy, of life force. You're that re-energizer, and you may often feel depleted or tired because you're the re-energizer, because you're the one who is giving everybody else energy. You can sometimes neglect yourself, and that is one thing that they feel that they see when it comes to you. So don't forget to give yourself those breaths of fresh air, to give yourself that time out, that time to restore, especially when you're naturally a giver and a provider of that. Okay, so we have a few cards that just popped right out of the deck, so let's discuss them. I'm going to start off with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about things in the earthly realms. I want you to know that the Nine of Pentacles means that you're close to completion. So they're kind of thinking of their job right now. They're thinking of their career. In the Hanged Man, I see that they have been waiting for this for a long time. This could be a promotion. This could be starting their own business, or just basically buying an asset that is important for them. Stocks, bonds, maybe even a rental that they want to rent out. So this may be something that you know of, or something that they have not told you yet. Then in the Four of Pentacles, we have the number 4 again, which is about stability, and that is exactly why they're doing this. They're trying to create stability, to share that with that forever person, to share that with that earth angel that we spoke about right here, that they feel as though will always be loyal, will always be there, and will always work on things instead of just throwing it away and moving on, okay? So there I see a lot of them just building stability to share with a partner. That is why it showed up in your reading, in a reading that has to do with, you know, how they feel about you. They are trying to be that provider. They're trying to be that person that brings something to the table in a relationship that allows for security, that allows for everybody to feel as though, you know, financially and just when it comes to material things, everyone can breathe a little. And then we have the Ace of Swords as well as the Three of Swords. So one thing that I can see here in the Ace of Swords as well as the Three of Swords is just the fact that there's a little bit of heartache here. There's a little bit of feelings that are unresolved, okay? That is one thing that I see in the Three of Swords. So there is something that you may have said that broke their heart a little bit. Okay, we also have the Emperor here within your reading. So that could be, for instance, that you're not quite sure whether you're ready for a committed relationship. That may have secretly broke their heart a little, group number 2. But it could also just be the fact that, you know, you're not running after them, or you're not giving them the type of attention that they have gotten in the past. That is one thing that I can see here in the Emperor. They get a lot of respect, recognition, and just opportunity from other people. And when you're the kind of person who doesn't just automatically bow down to them, when you're the kind of person that is more of a challenge to somebody who's usually in this Emperor throne position, it puts a little bit of turmoil in their soul. It puts a little bit of, oh, am I really that great? Am I really as everybody says that I was? So I want you to know here that this is not a bad thing, okay? When you shake somebody out of their usual state, you are interesting to them. As I can see here in the Ace of Swords, they do find you to be a very interesting person. They find you to be somebody where they're kind of like, wow, I need to get to know this person. This person really makes me feel a way that I've never felt before, and this is intriguing. So that is one thing that I can see here for you, group number 2. So if you understand what I mean when it comes to this, leave a little bear emoji down below in order to let me know. And also just to let me know that you made it to the end of your reading. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful. I hope that it gave you the information that you were looking for. Let me know down below in the comment section how you like this format of reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Vanadinite, group number 3, and I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what their feelings and thoughts towards you are. So we have the 8 of Swords as well as the 5 of Wands, group number 3. We have somebody who is a little bit conflicted here. That is one thing that I can see in the 5 of Wands, okay? There's no stillness, really. Their mind is running at a million miles an hour. As I can see here in the 8 of Swords, that they're kind of torn. They're kind of thinking of, so how do I really feel about this person? Do I really think that this person is somebody that I want in my life for the long term, or are they maybe a little bit threatening to me? That is one thing that I can see here. I can see that there may be slight senses of intimidation coming from you. Okay, they may feel as though like, I'm not quite sure. He or she is a little bit intimidating, and this person might see through my BS a lot quicker than I'm used to, or than I like people to. So they feel as though you're not the kind of person to play games with. So they're really thinking twice before they try anything that isn't pure, that doesn't have a good intent. And they're really thinking things through before they act when it comes to you, because they can tell that you're not the kind of person that you can just mess around with. Then we have honor your feelings. So I see here that you're somebody whose emotions they find really difficult to read. So you may think to yourself, how is that possible? I'm a crybaby, like I cannot hide my emotions. But most likely because they don't know you that well yet, they are very unsure about your emotions, how you feel about them. And that is one thing where they feel like they're tapping in the dark a little bit. That is a little bit of a challenge for them, but they kind of like that mystery about you. And I want you to just honor the fact that your emotions aren't something that you just put on a silver platter instantly for everybody to see. The fact that you're the kind of person who does keep certain things private emotionally when you meet somebody is most likely protecting you a lot more than you ever realized it would. Then we have honor your beauty. So physically, they find you beautiful, group number 3. They are interested in you already from the get-go, from seeing you the very first time, group number 3. So I want you to know here that you need to honor your inner and outer beauty as well, because they can feel when you don't feel pretty. They can feel when you feel like you're not really looking your best, because often the vibes that we kind of put out there, like for instance, if you enter a room and you already feel not very qualified for a job, or you just don't feel your best that day, you don't feel very attractive, that is most likely how people are going to think about you. Whereas if you walk in confidently and people can tell that you're content with yourself, they're gonna give you more credit automatically. I know it's like a really strange concept, but it is actually proven that when you think positive thoughts about yourself, other people see more positives in you. So know that they naturally already find you to be very beautiful, very attractive. So just amp that up a little, group number 3. Just give yourself that extra little boost by loving yourself too. Then we have signs from heaven. So in signs from heaven, I see here that you're being sent synchronicities, reminders. So you may be seeing the same numbers over and over again, or you may just be seeing the same symbols. In signs from heaven, we have feathers. You know, we have feathers in this reading, just saying, group number 3. And that is often a sign about your love life. That is often a sign about your emotional life. So I want you to know that that is something you should listen to. That is something that you should really take seriously and not discredit and just feel like, oh, you know, it's just a coincidence. These are really signs of you being on the right path when it comes to love and when it comes to who you're seeing, who you're spending time with. Then we have count your blessings. So group number 3, I can see here that you have a lot of blessings in your life and you have to thank your angels for it. This person feels as though you're very blessed and they feel as though you're very fortunate. Now you may think to yourself, hold on a minute, I had the most difficult upbringing, childhood experiences. My life was not a ride in the park. It was not a walk in the park. Sorry, group number 3, a walk in the park is what I meant. And that is fine, but you kind of exude this very liberating energy that this person likes. They feel attracted to the fact that you're easy to deal with, you're easy to speak to, and you seem to have a very light and free spirit. Now that may come from your spirituality and from the fact that you already count your blessings, that you already are thankful to the universe, whatever higher source or power it is that you believe in. So that may be where you're getting those vibes from, where people are picking that energy up from when it comes to you. Then we have happy. So they're very much excited whenever they get to talk to you, whenever they're around you, not only because they find you physically attractive, but also because you just bring good vibes into their life. Now you may think to yourself, why are they conflicted? Why are they going through this? Why are they not sure about how they feel about me? So group number 3, often you can be the most beautiful, perfect person in the world, but if they have their own inner demons to deal with, if they have insecurities because of that, and you kind of make them feel self-conscious, or you make their insecurities even more like evident and clear, then they may want to be with somebody where they feel less threatened, where they feel like, you know, they're still the more successful one. Then we have the thinker. So the thinker, again, reiterates the fact that they're really going through something here when it comes to you. They're not quite sure if they're confident enough to be with you, if they're smart enough, if they're valuable enough. So they're really the kind of person where when you end up being with this type of person, you need to learn to build them up. You need to learn to give them those encouraging words that they need in order to feel confident around somebody like you. Then we have a flexible as well as truth be told. So if they're able to kind of say to you how they feel, if they're able to explain their feelings and emotions to you, that is one thing that I see in truth be told, then they're able to kind of be flexible about how it affects them, because this does have to do with pride and ego, and that is something that is coming up and seeping through your reading when it comes to them. So their intentions may be pure, but their pride and their ego may not allow them to see things through, may not allow them to take it to the next level with you. So that may be like a little hindrance, a little obstacle that you need to overcome by making them feel comfortable enough to speak to you honestly and openly, and make them feel as though like, hey, like I'm not perfect either, so you can talk to me about anything, and I'm here to listen and support and quite frankly just be there. I don't feel as though you're any lower of a person or any less of a person just because you have your own areas that you're working on, because I'm working on certain things too. And sometimes you even need to bring up examples of what you're working on just to make this person feel more comfortable, because they feel as though everything is kind of perfect in your life. You're perfect, you're beautiful, and they're like, well, how can I win? Like, how could this person possibly be attracted to me? Then we have the King of Swords as well as the Knight of Wands. So I want you to know here that this person has very phallic energy. So you may think to yourself, what the hell is phallic energy? So phallic energy is masculine energy. So as you can see here, the King of Swords is holding a sword, the King of Wands has a wand. These symbols are phallic, okay? They're masculine. So I see here that they have more of masculine energy within them, and it doesn't matter if they are a woman, if they're a man, anybody can be imbalanced and have more masculine energy. And this can often cause you to just do things without really thinking it through. This can often cause you to continue running down a path without even really thinking, hey, where am I going? What are my core beliefs and what am I trying to achieve? So I definitely see here that they're under a lot of pressure to just get things done in their life, most likely in their career as well, academically, and that makes it very hard for them to take a step back and to just relax. And they feel this heavy feminine energy exuding out of you, and that is most likely what they're also very attracted to, because that is something where their body instinctively feels like, oh, I can get balance if I'm around this person, because I just have way too much masculine energy. That kind of energy is in overdrive when it comes to this person. So know that that is another thing that attracts them towards you, where you can give them balance and you can show them how to create stillness and how to create deep thought. But let's move a little further into your reading. So we have the King of Wands as well as the Four of Wands. So again, more phallic energy. The King of Wands is the type of person who is a natural leader and naturally very creative, okay? So in correlation to the Knight of Wands, I see here that they're kind of like not at the very beginning of their career, but they're still building up. However, they've already reached some really good points where they have created a lot of stability for themselves and made a name for themselves in their industry. That is one thing that I see in the Four of Wands. So they feel as though that is something that is important to them. That side of them that is very creative, very much a go-getter, is the side of themselves that they identify with. And because they don't know how to kind of communicate their feelings, they're not 100% sure how to say the right words at the right time, they're very insecure in that department. Whereas when it comes to just getting things done, they know what they're doing and they will go for it. So there is kind of like a bit of an imbalance with your person, group number 3, and I want you to know that they feel a little bit insecure around you, a little bit intimidated, especially by your outer beauty, okay? And furthermore, I just want want you to know that this person may need a little confidence boost from you, which is okay. Let them know that everything is fine. You're not judging them. You're just human as well, and give them a little bit of a chance to open up. But of course, I would never tell you to lower your standards for another person. So if you feel as though now you're starting to dumb yourself down, you're starting to devalue yourself, know that this person needs more time in that case to work on themselves, because you should never feel like you have to do that to make somebody feel more comfortable. So just opening up to them and making yourself accessible is obviously very different from putting yourself on a lower level than you would like to be on just to satisfy somebody else's ego. So group number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you got all of the information out of it that you needed. If you enjoyed it, if you found it very insightful, maybe even a little motivational, leave a little balloon emoji down below like we have here in the happy card. And group number 3, wherever you are in this world, I wish you an amazing day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Azurite group number 4, which is an excellent choice, a beautiful gem, and I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what their feelings and intentions towards you are. So let's get right into it, shall we? We have the Princess of Wands as well as the Six of Swords. So in correlation to their thoughts about you, I can see here in the Princess of Wands that they find you to be somebody who is very creative, very innovative, somebody who gives them fresh ideas, fresh vibes, and I can see here in the Six of Swords that they can also tell that you're naturally a very caring person. They feel as though you're the kind of person who could take excellent care of babies, of animals. Maybe that is something you're already doing, group number 4, and just overall someone who brings more zest into their life, who doesn't create issues but actually brings value, which is exactly what they would want romantically when it comes to a partner. So let's see what else that their thoughts are in regards to you, what else is running through their mind. And then we have not for you. So one thing that I can see here, group number 4, is that they feel as though maybe you're too young, maybe you're the kind of person who would not go for them, as they feel as though like, oh, I don't think this person is for me because of the reason that, you know, maybe they're so fresh, young, zesty, fun, I can't keep up with them. So that is one thing that I can see in not for you. There's a little bit of concern here about you two having that compatibility where one person doesn't feel like the odd one out. So they're really maybe even a little bit embarrassed to say this, embarrassed to think this, but they're a bit unsure when it comes to different parts of your relationship. As I said, age could be one. It could just also be compatibility romantically, where they feel like, oh, maybe I can't perform the way this person would want me to. So they feel as though they're afraid of your potential expectations. Then in By the Book, I can see here that they're from a very traditional background. So their family, their surrounding may have these kind of like preconceived notions and values of what kind of person they should have in their life. And it could be that even if just like a little thing doesn't quite 100% fit when it comes to you and those preconceived notions, that is something that they will have to deal with. That is something that they will have to battle with, which is difficult for them because, you know, of course, they want to make sure that they don't lose their family and friends, but at the same time, they want to follow their heart. So they're definitely in a little bit of a challenging space, and those are some of the thoughts that are running through their mind. So they find you to be very interesting, and you really do draw them in, if you will, but then they're like, oh my God, I'm not sure if this person is for me because of the way I was raised or the way people around me may think. Then we have a Blessed, as well as Here and Now. So group number 4, I want you to know that this person just absolutely loves your energy of being in the here and now, or at least that is how they feel. So you may think to yourself, I am a chronic worrier, I do not live in the here and now, but to them it feels as though you're constantly living in the present moment, and you're constantly really just focusing on your blessings. You're focusing on all the things that are going right for you instead of what is going wrong, and embracing those things, making the best of those things. So that is one thing that I can see that they really love about you, and they would really like more of in their life. So they feel really blessed to know you. They feel really blessed to have the opportunity to speak to you. And what else do they think here? Oh, and the Seven of Pentacles, I see here that they feel a way about your career. They feel a way about your career as in, you know, you're a very diligent person. You do a lot of great work. You're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and put in the work. And they feel as though you're somebody who is very hardworking and that those rewards are coming, that you are definitely going to reap a lot of the fruit, a lot of the benefit from all of the work that you've put in. So they look up to you when it comes to that, and they feel as though when it comes to things in the earthly realm, when it comes to your finances, your material possessions, they feel as though you're going somewhere. They feel as though you're going down a very blessed path. Then we have a Judgment. So in Judgment, I can tell that there is a little part of them that is afraid of judgment, that is afraid of what's going to happen if this connection continues. Also, what you're going to think of them if they tell you how they truly feel, if they tell you what they're truly going through. So it's always been very hard for them to open up, and it's especially hard when it comes to you just because they have these feelings of inadequacy that they're still battling. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, as well as the Princess of Pentacles. So in the Eight of Pentacles, one thing I can see here is just the fact that they're constantly working on different projects. They're constantly working on different ways in which they can find financial abundance. And I can see here in the Princess of Pentacles that they feel like you're a hustler, like you get them, like you really understand what they're all about and what they're trying to accomplish in life. So that is one thing where they feel like they can bond with you. That is one thing where they feel like they can share ideas with you because you would never judge. Like you understand what it's like to just try and make a living, to just try and make it in this world. And you seem like a very safe space for them when it comes to that. You seem like somebody who would get them and who they can just openly speak to. Then we have a Leap of Faith as well as the Miracle of Nature. So in Leap of Faith, one thing that I can see here is that if they take the leap, that is like something you should more or less expect from your reading. I can tell here that they're happy to take that leap. They're happy to risk it if they feel as though you're all in, okay? So as I said, they're a little bit afraid of what friends and family may think, and that could already be a huge turnoff to you, group number 4. And I don't blame you. You like what you like, just like other people like what they like. But I see here that they're really considering the leap of faith. You shouldn't be surprised if they take it. And when they end up, you know, just committing, taking the leap of faith, deciding that they want to spend more time with you and see your connection through, they are committed. They're not the kind of person who is going to break that bond. Then we have Shine Your Light, as well as Healthy Choices. So one thing that I can see here in Shine Your Light is the fact that they want to encourage you to continue shining your light. They feel as though you are the kind of person who makes very healthy choices. You're the kind of person who lives a life that is healthy, maybe not necessarily when it comes to nutrients, when it comes to your diet, but they feel as though you're emotionally very healthy because you're living in your truth. You're living in your body, accepting it, loving it, and also just like embracing yourself. That is how you come off to them. That is the kind of vibe that you give to them. And they're low-key, maybe even a little bit jealous about it, but either way, they support that and they find that to be something that they want you to continue to do throughout your life. Then we have Signs from Heaven, as well as Peace and Harmony. So I see here that the most important thing to your person, the person you're inquiring about, is really just peace and harmony, is love. They just want to make sure that they don't go through any rough patches, nor with you or their immediate family and closest friends, as we spoke about in Buy the Book. They just want things to be harmonious. They don't want any drama, and that is one thing that they're most worried about when it comes to your connection. As I can see here in Signs from Heaven, that they continue to see synchronicities. They continue to see signs such as the same number, the same kind of symbol when they're speaking to you, and that freaks them out. They feel as though it means something, but they don't know what, and they're not sure whether to act on it. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you regarding their feelings towards you, their thoughts towards you. I really hope that you found it insightful and that it gave you a lot of added information. If it did, leave a little elephant emoji down below in the comment section to let me know. And wherever you are in this world, group number 4, I hope that you're staying safe. I hope you're doing well during these crazy times, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 5, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Pyrite, group number 5, which is also known as the Fool's Gold. It is a stone that attracts more abundance into your life, which may be exactly what you need. But all things aside, let's figure out exactly what feelings and thoughts that they have in regards to you. So we have the 5 of Pentacles as well as the 5 of Swords. So we have the number 5 2 times. I want you to know that the number 5 is about movement, okay? But the number 5 can also be a challenging number because there is so much going on. It is difficult to just focus on one point, okay? So I can see here in the 5 of Pentacles that their thoughts are kind of very much all over the place when it comes to you. So they're conflicted because of what they're going through mentally, emotionally. That is one thing that I can see in the 5 of Swords. So they feel as though maybe they're not quite ready, or maybe like the attention is really on them to perform or to be, you know, a better person than they have been up until this point. So they may crack under the pressure or they may excel under the pressure. Either way, a lot of expectation is something that makes them nervous, but group number 5, I would never tell you to lower your expectation just because expectation makes a certain person nervous. That is not something that you need to deal with if you do not want to. So group number 5, I'm just putting it out there for you. In the Divine Physician, one thing that I can see here is that they feel as though you're somebody who has a very attractive physique, a very healthy looking body, if you will. So I know this may sound really lame, like, oh, your body looks healthy, but subconsciously people want to be with those who look like they have healthy bodies where, you know, they're healthy enough to procreate, if you know what I mean. So don't take this the wrong way. This is just their subconscious being drawn to you immediately when it comes to a physical level. Then let's move a little further into your reading. We have honor your feelings. So I see here that they're trying to honor their feelings. They're trying to deal with their emotions when it comes to you, as like I said, their emotions are a little bit all over the place and they're worried of letting you down. They're worried of kind of making you feel as though they are not the one. So the worst thing for them would really just be to disappoint you, and that is something that they're trying to deal with. That is something that they're trying to avoid, and sometimes as they're trying to avoid, they are actually being disappointing by just avoiding everything. Then in Live Your Joy, I see here that you're the kind of person that makes them feel like they have to just live a little more, like they have to live their joy more, live in the moment, and just express how they feel. So you really are the kind of person that inspires them to be more courageous. And in transformation, I see here that they are going through a deep transformation, and you did in one way or another inspire them to finally go through this. This is something that has been pent up. This is something that has been brewing, as you can see right here, and they've always intuitively known this. We have the color purple, which is a very psychic, intuitive kind of color. So I want you to know that they have known that they have to go through this change, but it's only now, since they have had you in their life and since they have been able to have a little peek at where you stand, what you're going through, what you've been through, they feel now empowered and courageous enough to go through their own big glow up and transformation. Then we have To the Sea. So in To the Sea, one thing that I can see here is that they're kind of very used to being alone, okay? So even if they were in relationships before, they never really felt connected. They never really felt that feeling of true love. They may have been committed, they may have really liked the person, but they've always felt very lonely. And this is maybe something that you can relate to, that you can bond over, that you can discuss with them, because a lot of us are going through phases in our lives where we're surrounded by people, you know, maybe not a sea of people, but a group of people, friends, family, but you still feel alone. You still feel like you're doing it all yourself. So that is is where I see a lot of vulnerability coming in from this person's side. Then in Clean It Up, one thing that I can tell is that they're trying to work on it through this transformational process where they're going through these fundamental changes in their feelings and also in just who they are as a person in general. They're trying to clean up their acts. If they have been the type of person to be in a relationship before and, you know, just kind of still feel alone and feel like it wasn't 100% right, I see here in Clean It Up that they're making the journey over to not even being in a relationship unless they're 100% sure. So that is another thing that is kind of brooding in their mind, another thing that they're afraid about, and another thing that makes them feel as though, oh, I need to be 100% sure before I can commit, before I can start to show this person who I truly am. In the deep knowing, one thing that I can see here is that they have this deep divine understanding of what they want out of this situation. And the thing with the deep knowing is that nobody can kind of tell them how to feel or tell them what to do. They know what they want. They know exactly how they feel. And in mending, one thing that I can see here is that they're trying to fix things. So if they feel like things are too far gone with you or like they have disappointed you, then they're the kind of person who will go back to like an ex, back to somebody that they were with before, where they feel like the situation can still be mended. As I said, this person is very afraid of disappointing you. So if they feel like they've already disappointed you and already kind of done not very good of a job of communicating how they feel, that is something that just makes them kind of retract, makes them go into this little ball where they feel as though they need to keep their emotions hidden and they don't want to embrace or show more of that very vulnerable side or that insecure side, okay? Because they have an image to keep up, group number 5. So they will rather go to somebody who they know is easier. And as I said, group number 5, you don't need to settle for that. You don't need to deal with that. This is just something that they feel. These are their thoughts. That doesn't make them right, or that doesn't mean that you need to be okay with it. Then we have the 5 of Wands as well as the 8 of Swords. So we have the number 5 again, group number 5. So this is just an amazing synchronicity in correlation to the number that you actually chose. You chose the number 5, group 5. So I want you to know here that number 5 is just giving you all sorts of messages of needing to watch out, of needing to know that there will be obstacles to overcome, and you should allow yourself to take a deep breather, a deep breath, a deep thought before you feel like you have to make up your mind as to whether you want to pursue a connection with this person or not. The number 5 could be a number that just shouts out to you, that is literally yelling at you. You pick the number 5. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, as well as the 5 of Wands that is just trying to tell you, hey, watch out. There are still some things to overcome, and this is something you need to look out for, okay? This person might not be the exact right person for you because they're going through so much on their end. In the 8 of Swords, I see here, this is something that you just need to intuitively allow your kind of inner guides to speak to you about. We have the deep knowing as well as the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords, we have the number 8, which is the number of just infinite abundance and knowledge, which is something that I want you to know that you have in your life. So allow yourself to dip into that. Allow yourself to just consult your inner knowing, your deep knowing that you have, and not to feel rushed. That is very important for you, group number 5. As I can see here in the 5 of Wands, that just rushing and trying to fit things into a mold where they just don't fit is just going to cause a lot of friction, a lot of conflict in this situation. Then we have the Knight of Cups, group number 5. The Knight of Cups is most likely an indication of who this person is. The Knight of Cups is really good with finances. The Knight of Cups is somebody who wants nice things in the earthly realms, who is very grounded, can also be very loyal, but I also want you to know in the Knight of Cups that they're still figuring out their career. They're still figuring out where they're going. They're not quite 100% sure, but what they do know is that they're not yet where they want to be. So they're still on a very transformative journey when it comes to things in the earthly realms. Their dreams are still a lot bigger than what they're able to provide for themselves right now or provide for a potential family. So that is one thing that is still going on in their life. And then we have the Two of Swords. So in the Two of Swords, I can see here that they feel as though, you know, you're the kind of person that intellectually stimulates them. They feel as though you're a very balanced person. You know a little bit about a lot of things, and you know about a lot about a few things that are very interesting to them. So on a emotional level, on an intellectual level, you challenge them, you're interesting to them, you're mysterious in a way. That is one thing that I see in connection to the Eight of Swords, and that is one thing that they really like about you. That is one thing that makes them feel like, if all else fails, at least I know he or she is always going to intellectually challenge me, is always going to inspire me. But as I said, they're really going through something where their confidence has maybe been knocked, has maybe been put to a point where they're a little bit insecure to even show how amazing they think that you are, how inspiring they find you. So that is just one little blockage that I see here that is represented in the fives. Fives is all about obstacles, and a big obstacle that this person has to overcome is to clearly communicate how they feel and not feel embarrassed about it, not feel as though they're letting you in too much and that you will take that information and potentially hurt them, you know. So that is one thing that I see that they're struggling with, that they're feeling. So their intentions are pure, they are just in a more fearful state, they're just in a more cautious state. So group number 5, this is a reading that I received for you. I hope that you found it insightful and that it gave you some answers in regards to your question about how this person feels about you, what their thoughts are when it comes to you, as well as their intentions. So wherever you are in this world, group number 5, I hope you're doing amazing, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.